In this short video, I'm going to show you how to walk the collar pattern, the curved collar for the V neckline variations of the Carpe Diem, to the back and front necklines of your top or dress pattern. So I've first taken my back and my front, and I have with all my adjustments and everything already done to them, and I've drawn in a 5/8 inch seam line on both, just 5/8 inch from the cutting line along the back neck and the front neck. I've also drawn in the seam line along both shoulders. So then what we're going to do is line up the shoulder seams just like they will be when you sew it together. And so the two seam lines that are in orange need to overlap, and I need to have the notches lined up, and that is good right there. And I'm just going to pin this in place so it doesn't move on me. And then I'm going to take my collar pattern, and here you can see that I have also drawn in the seam lines on the collar pattern using my 5/8 inch handy dandy little ruler. And now we're ready to walk. So you're going to, one other thing, make sure you have pinned out the darts. If you have a back dart for a rounded back adjustment, you need to pin that out before you do the walking. So then I'm going to start here at the center back. I am lining up the two seam lines. So I have the curved collar seam line in red and the neckline in orange, and they're overlapping. And I am going to just start moving around the seam line until they come to a point where they diverge right here. And then I'm going to turn it a little bit more until they come to a point where they diverge right here. Pull out my first pin and curve it a little bit more. Now, right here is an important point. This is where the front and back neckline seams cross, and this is where the curved collar will intersect those points. And so what we're going to do is make sure that the dot that indicates where your collar will meet the shoulder seam is in the right place, and it is right here. So I'm going to put a little X there to make sure I know where it goes. All right, and then we're going to keep walking. Again, it's diverged here, so we have to turn until they meet right there, and turn again, keeping those seams walking together. And one more little turn, and there we go. So that point right there is the point of the collar after it's sewn with the seam allowances removed. And this is the center front of my Carpe Diem top. And you can check and see how far the point of the collar will be from the center front with just a ruler. And mine is at about 3.5 inches. If I get those pins out of the way. Yeah, about 3.5 inches, which is, I know from having made it already, just a perfect spot for me. You may need to experiment with that a little bit, but generally 3 to 4 inches from that center front is going to give you that lovely framing that you're looking for. So go walk your patterns. Thanks for watching.